I'm the founder of Apogee Farms, and I'm here because I'm extremely frightened that our local fresh food supply chain faces multiple threats. Major problems we face today will only become more severe and stem from increased urbanization, agricultural impacts on our climate, and a growing population dramatically impacted by malnutrition. My team and I are applying a well known solution that will change where our food in DC comes from. Apogee Farms uses controlled environment agriculture to create optimal growing conditions. And we're now designing a 10,000 square foot greenhouse facility in Washington, D.C. This greenhouse will be able to provide year round access to the freshest, tastiest, and most responsibly grown produce available. Perfect conditions means we completely eliminate the use of harmful pesticides and we grow hydroponically, which eliminates agricultural runoff using 7 times less water than traditional farms. And as a result, we get higher yields. So we only use 10% of the land of a typical farm. And this facility will be located so close to the communities and restaurants we intend to serve that we use 95% less fuel emissions in delivering our greens. Now, what makes Apogee really stand out is our focus on our local DC community. Through the success of our business, we will execute our community benefit plan to flood the Rosedale community in Ward 6 with healthy food access and local jobs. With our hyperlocality, microgreens can be grown, harvested, and eaten in as little as just 12 days, which equals more satisfied customers as greens maintain their freshness all the way to the plate. Through our community benefit program and market influence strategies, we will build strong connections with local consumers, creating brand recognition and brand loyalty by empowering local community to grow food for themselves year round. Now let's take a look at the business model to see how this is all going to work. Throughout the construction phase, Apogee Farms will begin to engage our direct to consumer market through a PR and marketing campaign for pre sales. Once greenhouse operations begin, microgreens will be available through our on site retail space and our e commerce site in 3 options, as well as a live flat subscription. And with everything going on, we expect the demand for online food delivery to continue to skyrocket. In our marketing campaign, we will also engage local chefs and restaurateurs to feature our greens on their locally sourced menus. We will target and develop strong relationships with over 120 local restaurants as they come back to the market. As our operations scale, we will drive down prices to access larger distributor markets. And in addition to produce sales, Apogee will continue to develop and explore other income streams as well. There is formidable competition in our space, but our differentiators really set us apart. Year round production means we can operate while most of the local outdoor farms cannot. We can deliver more quickly and more frequently than our larger competition. And unlike our local indoor competitors, we have an opportunity to pilot our business model with decreased operating costs with the scalability of our greenhouse. Our biggest asset by far against our competition is our team. My background is in the cannabis industry where I grew medical cannabis and hemp in a variety of controlled environments. Colin has managed books on over 1 million square feet of commercial real estate space, and Niraj has built farms all over DC, including Nationals Park and Minor Elementary School right next to our site. We have a really great advisory board to fill in the gaps, with each member having years of experience in construction, compliance, as well as business development and marketing. We have great partnerships with our mentors in Bethesda Green, and we sit on the DC Food Policy Council. Now let's dive into the numbers. This graph is quarterly based. You'll notice that these light green blocks here represent direct to consumer sales, and the dark green blocks represent restaurant sales. And if you take a look, you can see in our first quarter, we started about 20% of capacity, and this curve represents a 14-month ramp up period in sales until we reach full sales for this planting plan. And at full operations, we look to grow about 1,000 pounds of produce per week. And our team is hyper focused on growing produce that reaches profit margins of 35%. We've put together a really detailed execution strategy to make all of this happen. So as you can see, last summer, we operated our shipping container grow, producing 12,000 in sales in a little over 6 months. We opened our funding round July 1st and run that through August 1st. Then we anticipate 6 to 8 months for permitting and construction. And in that time, we will run the PR and marketing campaign we talked about, as well as identify and apply for grants until our first harvest. So, what do we need to accomplish all of this? Apogee Farms is seeking strategic partnerships with local restaurateurs and investors for our upcoming capital raise. Starting July 1st, we are running a minimum maximum offering of 550 to 750,000 to build and operate our state-of-the-art facility. To the right here is a breakdown of the use of funds, including 15% for infrastructure, 30% for the build, and 20% for equipment and controls, as well as some other smaller costs you see there. And with that, I ask you to help DC let food be thy healer, and we look forward to changing the way the DMV thinks about food. Thank you.